Republicans on Capitol Hill say they won't give President Obama a blank check for dealing with the immigration crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. Tens of thousands of unaccompanied minors from Central America have overwhelmed federal facilities. The president is asking Congress to quickly approve his request for $3.7 billion in emergency funding to deal with the humanitarian crisis. Republicans blame the president. Democrats say Congress must act quickly.
This is a problem of the president's own making. He's been president for 5.5 years. When's he going to take responsibility for something?
There's an emergency. There's a burning building. We have to put out the fire.
More than 57,000 unaccompanied children have arrived at the border since October.
And the border crisis was also evident in several courtrooms in Manhattan today. Hundreds of children who came to America alone were in court fighting to stay here. And as CBS 2's Don Champion reports, there are many more kids lining up behind them.
Hoy venimos a la primera corte.
16-year-old Lucas Hodenas is the new face of immigration in America.
Maltratos de nuestros padres.
I was abused by my parents, he told me in Spanish. A native of Mexico, Hodenas crossed the border alone last November after hitchhiking to New York City to be with his brother who was already here. He was detained on a train when he couldn't present a ticket. Now he's seeking asylum here.
It's difficult for them, especially because they are alone and they don't have any representation, family.
Father Fabian Arias is Hodenas' assigned guardian and works with children like him. The government calls them UACs, unaccompanied alien children. Under a law signed by President George W. Bush, UACs can't be deported without a hearing. While the government says a majority of them are deported, some who are trying to escape violence or abuse can stay. The number of kids like Hodenas trying to get into America is on the rise at an alarming rate. Already this year, U.S. Customs officials say more than 52,000 unaccompanied children and teens have been caught at the Mexico border, a 99% increase from last year. Rob Cisneros is an immigration attorney and represented one of more than 130 UACs in federal court in Manhattan Thursday. Cisneros says the system is overburdened.
On some of the other cases, when they're saying, okay, you're going to have a final hearing, you know, the dates they were giving for those hearings were 2015, 2016 even.
In Hodenas' case, he faces another hearing in October. He says he eventually wants to finish school and build a career here. But first, he faces another long journey, one through our legal system. In Lower Manhattan, Don Champion, CBS 2 News.
And yesterday, the Justice Department announced it was moving such unaccompanied children cases to the front of the line.